Today's surprise end to the shutdown generating swift reaction from San Diego lawmakers.
Our 10 News reporter John Horn is here. And John, you spoke with representatives on both sides of the aisle about this.
Well, that's right. And certainly both sides just blamed the other one for the shutdown. But they say they'll also work together on a new border security deal. Now, if they fail to do that in the next 3 weeks, President Trump says we could be right back to a shutdown.
It's about time. I mean, there's just no reason to shut the government down because you don't get what you want as part of the legislative process.
Democratic Congressman Scott Peters says he's ready to negotiate on border security now that the partial government shutdown is over.
I proposed a mile-by-mile survey of the entire border, an evidence-based inquiry where you look at whether it's drones or sensors or radar, maybe a physical barrier in some place.
President Trump on Friday agreeing to a deal to reopen the government for 3 weeks without any funding for a wall along the southern border. The wall, his signature campaign promise, never got out of Congress. The president now saying he wants a slatted steel barrier in some parts of the U.S.-Mexico border outfitted with technology. It would go where the terrain isn't serving as a natural border.
I think what he's going to do is to say it's no longer sea to shining sea. Here are the parts where I want the slats. Here are the parts where I want the visible wall. Here's where I want this. And I think that's going to be doable.
East County Congressman Duncan Hunter, San Diego's lone Republican in the House, was unavailable for an interview. But in a statement, he said it would be his personal preference that any spending bill would include specific funding for a border wall. Hunter said Democrats made it clear border security is not a priority. He continued that he'd hold the president and his colleagues accountable in staying the course to get the wall built.
Now, we also heard from Democratic Congresswoman Susan Davis. She says the top priority is getting the federal workers paid what they're owed. She says next up is for both parties to come together to be fully informed of the best approach to border security.
You can see just in the statements you got the differing in opinions already. So in 3 weeks, what's the chances they can get something done?
Well, it seems to be doable because you heard Scott Peters there say that he would be open to a physical barrier at some parts, and President Trump said there doesn't have to be a physical barrier everywhere. So as long as they have that, there could be some deal to be made.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.